We all want to be safe on the road, pero kahit anong ingat natin, there can be times na hindi natin maiiwasan yung mga unfortunate incidents. And here's where systems and road design take place. Mga bagay na magbibigay kaligtasan sa lahat ng gumagamit ng kalsada. Recently, nabalita ang Ayala Avenue dahil nagkaroon ng planong tanggalin ang mga protected bike lanes at gawin itong sharrows or shared roads with motorists. Nagkaroon ng isang movement na tinawag na Make It Safer Makati na binubuo ng mga siklista, active transport users, and mobility advocates among others. At sa loob ng ilang araw, naging effective yung community effort na to. Nagkaroon ng protests and dialogues at na-retain ang mga protected bike lanes sa Ayala Avenue. And this movement did not stop there. Nagpatuloy ito at nag-evolve into Make It Safer movement or MISMO, extending their help to make safer spaces in the Philippines. Pag-usapan natin yung MISMO at yung mga taong tumulong na maging posible ito at bakit nila tinutuloy ang movement at advocacy. This is Lester Babera and you are listening to Tambike Session, an Anima podcast. Kasama ko ngayon ang dalawa sa mga members ng Make It Safer movement who will explain to us kung ano ba yung MISMO, bakit ba sila nandito, at bakit nila to ginagawa. I'm with Ken Abante, isa siya sa mga hinahangaan kong tao kasi I see his works when it comes to mobility, policies, budget, among others. And kasama rin namin si Earl Decena, isa sa mga inspiring young mobility leaders na very passionate into making our streets safer and in encouraging more people to ride the bike. Hi Ken and Earl, welcome to Tambike Session.
Hi, Lester.
Hello.
Hello.
Story time.
Yeah.
Nako, story time, yes. Story time tayo ngayon. Madami kayong kwento,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, sa mga kaganapan from Ayala Avenue to making the Philippines safer pagdating sa ating mga kalsada. So ayun, pag-usapan natin yung MISMO or yung Make It Safer movement. What is MISMO? And to our listeners dito na hindi familiar, can you give us a brief background of its birth? Paano siya nabuo? Anong nangyari?
So nag-announce si Ayala, 'di ba? Nag-announce sila, I think that was Friday. So mga Feb 10 or Feb 9, something one of those 2 days na bigla na lang babaguhin daw yung bike lane sa Ayala Avenue. Babawasan yung width, yung lapad, kakalatiin, tapos tatanggalin yung bollards, yung protection para sa mga gumagamit ng bike lane. So siklista, mga naka-electric kick scooter, etc. So, paano nagsimula yung mismo si our good friend Ken. Meron kasi kaming personal group chat lang siya. So, sila Tina, si Ali, si Cola, ako, at later on si Ken. Friends lang talaga kami. Mahilig lang talaga kami magbike. Pero ang interest namin in bike is more on active mobility, on sustainable transportation. So, kumbaga, para sa amin, yung pagbabike is mahalaga siya for exercise, mahalaga siya kasi masaya siya, pero mahalaga rin siya kasi may kinalaman yung pagpo-promote ng pagbibisikleta as a way to improve or, make better yung mobility or the way we move around our city. So medyo yun yung background namin, no? At nagkausapan lang the others, nag-tweet si Ken, sabi niya, anyone looking to protest this? Kasi, diba, parang, if kung biker ka, hindi ito magandang bagay. It's not something that we want. So, kami sa chat, we were like, sige, we'll join, whatever we'll support, we'll join. Walang nagsimula, walang nagbuo.
Walang kumikilos.
So, we didn't see any movement or any parang announcement na kukontra doon. So, sila Tina and Ali, actually silang dalawa yung talagang unang nagkusa na, sige tayo na, let's do it. Nagkataon din kasi, may nagsabay, syempre, lumabas siya online, right? On social media, and everyone, bike community, mga nag-bike commute, yung mga people na mahilig mag-bike for fun, cyclists of different kinds, talagang they let their opinions, their voices, their takes on the matter be heard online. And someone, I think, hindi ko alam kung si Eli or si Ira or si Mignac or other members ng committee na nagsabi, oy, magkita tayo in person. Parang hang lang. Like, just usap tayo about the
Tumambay
issue.
lang, yeah, and
Tambay lang
discuss
siya dapat.
what's
So,
going to happen.
parang ano mangyayari? Eh, si Latina and Ali, they were like, parang tambay lang. Parang,
Ayaw nila ng tambay
and in
lang.
San Juan, bakit tambay lang? Let's
San
talk
Juan pa.
about what we'll do na talaga. Parang, ano na yung magiging action natin. And let's make it online para mas maraming makapunta. So, they were the ones actually who really started everything. And ang naging personal ko lang is yung mga people on Twitter na siguro naging friends ko sila over the past few months. Blinast ko lang talaga, as in tweet lang. Parang, oy guys, malala to nangyayari na to maybe it's time to act, right? It's time for direct action.
Naks.
And then, people retweeted and we were just surprised that Friday, biglang 60 to 80 people showed up on the Zoom na kinalat namin through Viber, through social media, ganon. It started from there, and then the Sunday thing happened, and eventually, I think, because of the way things developed, no, na parang there was a need to continue the claims making as parang medyo, the idea na may hinaing yung community, kailangan ipagpatuloy yung pagsasagawa nung ganong ride,
Yeah.
in person, right? Kasabay nung other actions like on social media, kung kakausap ng mga concerned authorities, etc. Pero doon talaga siya simula. As in, it was just Ken's budol, and then, my friends who really wanted to do something about it, na feel lang talaga nila na ayaw nila mawala yon kasi mahalaga yon. And I guess, no, for kung may sa mga makikinig, ang background kasi nito, almost a month before, or maybe a little less than a month before, nagkaayaan lang kasi kaming apat. Kasi kaming apat, never kami nagkakamit na 4 of us. It's always 2 people or 3 people. So, ang tagal namin...
Hindi kayo nakakompleto.
Oo, never kaming nakakomplete. So, a month before, parang after so many months na ayaan na biro-biro na, bakit never tayong complete? First time namin maging complete sa Makati. Na nakapag-bike kaming lahat doon. So,
kaya parang significant siya on a personal level.
Oo, siguro on a personal friendship significance level. Sa Makati kami nagbabike. Parang, tsaka syempre I think for some of us, for Skola and Ali, alam ko, parang medyo new pa sila to cycling. So, ang laking bagay na pag sa Makati kami, andun yung Ayala Avenue lanes. It's the most direct way to get around and it's the safest. So, siguro yun din, parang a month before, pag-alagala kami, wow, enjoy, ang saya magbike, all the benefits and everything. Tapos biglang the month after, it'll be gone. So, siguro yun yung personal na pinanggalingan niya on our part as a friend group. As in, friends lang talaga kami na we care a lot about, these topics. Yun.
Parang nakwento nga ni Tina yan tsaka ni Ali during our podcast episode before kung paano nagsimula yung Make It Safer Makati movement. Nagsimula lang nga yan sa comment ni Ken na about meron mang magpoprotesta until everything happened. From Friday nagkaroon ng protest nung Sunday, tapos nagkaroon ng Wednesday protest, dialogues, discussions with Ayala Land, etc., etc. Pero paano napunta sa mismo, naging from Make It Safer Makati, naging Make It Safer movement na siya. Like, naging general broad na yung idea.
Yeah. Thank you, Lester. Maybe I'll take this question. Siguro yung nangyari nung pagkatapos, Make It Safer Makati pa siya. Kasi Makati talaga yung central protest area. And tatanggalin yung mga bike lanes, tapos lahat ng tao gusto ng better protections. But I think so many people joined the cause, and siguro maraming mga ideas na about how to make streets safer, not just Makati. So maraming mga advocates, not just from Makati but from all around Metro Manila. May mga nag-organize na rin ng mga rides sa Muntinlupa.
Sa South, meron.
Sa South, so meron din sa Quezon City, Meron din sa Pasig, may mga nire-report kasi yung ibang mga members ng community na inaalis daw yung ibang mga bollards. Meron gustong mga mag-organize sa Taguig, minomonitor yung mga bike lanes sa BGC, no. Tapos sabi natin para mas maging inclusive yung grupo, kailangan siguro yung pinakamahalagang messaging natin to make it really inclusive, kasi hindi lang to about cyclists. It's about commuters, it's about pedestrians, it is about the most vulnerable road users, for all of us to be safer. Actually, yung make it safer, actually brilliant. It was a brilliant hashtag that came from one of the small group discussions in that Friday Zoom meeting. Kaya siya naging hashtag make it safer kasi yung Makati, meron siyang hashtag na make it Makati.
The shade.
So mahilig yung movement sa mga ganyang, siguro satirical, nakakatawa na hashtag. Imbes na make it Makati, make it safer Makati.
Ganda.
Oo. So it came from a community small group discussion na I think it was the comms group during that small group discussion in that
Parang
Zoom.
kami yun. Joke lang.
sa inyo kaya tayo, Lester. Sa inyong grupo yun na small group. Wala lang ako dun sa grupo kaya hindi ko alam kung ano yung naging discussion. But I remember seeing that hashtag and saying, wow, this can be the main message.
It started as a joke lang eh. Gawin natin yung make it
joke lang.
safer movement. Ganyan.
Ano ba nangyari dun sa small group? Ako na yung nag-moderate.
Hindi, parang yung
Ano
small
nangyari
group,
dun sa
yung
small
small
group?
group namin na yun. Actually, nakakatawa yun eh. Kasi baguhan lang din ako dun sa Zoom na yun. Like, as in, ano lang ako, observer lang ako. And then, napunta na ako sa communications group. Tapos, ayun, nagbabatuhan ng mga ideas. Sa totoo lang, ang dami naming naksayang oras. Kasi akala ko si Haya yung yung magmo-moderate. Yun pala, ako na pala yung leader nung sa comms group na yun.
Nabudol ka na rin.
Oo, nabudol na ako. So, parang mga 20 minutes, nag-hi, hello lang kami sa isa't isa, ganyan, kwentuhan. Kasi wala rin akong kakilala dun sa mga tao eh. Tapos biglang, ay, kailangan pala natin mag-come up ng something. So, it started as a joke. Parang make it safer Makati. Parang someone said na parang, paglaruan na lang natin. And then, yun, it happened. So, naging make it safer Makati. Hashtag lang siya, di ba? Tama, ano una. Kasi ang dami pang mga pangalan yan eh. Bantay Bike Lanes Movement, mga, di ba? May mga ganun
Oo,
pang...
ang dami.
Until
Bawat
parang...
buhay mahalaga, yung mga
Oo,
ganun.
mga ganun. Hanggang sa naging make it
Oo.
safer Makati. So, paano naging mismo?
Naging mismo siya kasi make it safer movement. So, as in inilist yung Makati, tapos naging para siyang mismo na
Broad, general.
mas broader.
I think also, ito naalala ko from one of the community discussions na this was parang tapos na yung Sunday, tapos nakakaisa or dalawang Wednesday na ata tayo na parang, kumbaga nakuha na yung interest ng public doon sa nangyayaring issue, di ba? Parang it got within the attention of people in the media, even, the stakeholders we were reaching out to, the Ayala Land people, yung Masaya, these kinds of organizations. And I guess something na napansin ng community, yung mga community leaders and also the members na parang hinahanapan ng pangalan yung grupo. Parang
yeah.
Parang hindi siya enough na we're a community of cyclists, community of commuters, community of advocates. Parang kailangan may name. So, parang naisip namin kung ang napapansin nga nung community members na meron talagang trend or patterns na across cities in Metro Manila, kumbaga may backpedaling or backsliding or kumbaga hindi consistent na nasusustain yung mga changes to promote active mobility, to promote also like commuter welfare. Parang kumbaga yung nalagay na throughout the early years of the pandemic, parang nawawala. So, may insight from the community, I think, parang pulso ko to, na trend to nangyayari na ginagawa niya. Hindi lang siya one isolated incident. So, I guess there was that realization na, teka, hindi lang sa Makati nangyayari itong ganito. At kung tayo nag-uusap, parang ano ba talaga yung pinapahalagahan natin as a community, na we want to make it safer not just for people in a particular location, we want to make it safer for everyone who,
And we want to extend our help.
yeah, and I guess there was that message na, we want to open, the community wanted to open this kind of action or this kind of movement to other places as well. So I think kaya nangyari yung from Make It Safer Makati to mismo like Make It Safer movement. Kasi yun nga, kailangan ng collective name that was also inclusive to the first-hand experience of everyone, na napapansin nila na the gains in sustainable transportation, in active mobility, are slowly being rolled back everywhere. So we wanted the response to include all locations as well. Kaya yun nangyari yung make it yung mismo talaga.
Yung mismo, ang ganda niya eh. Kasi it's a community effort, people are involved, yung mga taong gumagamit ng kalsada are involved, and they talk to, decision makers, people who are important dun sa certain areas, halimbawa mga LGUs o kaya yung mga business establishments. And yun nga, importante siya. Pero ikaw Ken, ikaw Earl, dahil member kayo nito, on a personal level, bakit sa tingin nyo importante na magkaroon ng group na kagaya ng mismo?
I think coming from a position of vulnerability and a certain sense of powerlessness in our roads, because again, we're the most vulnerable road users. No, pedestrian, cyclists, persons with disability, na tayong nakikipaggitan sa mga sasakyan, that are many times heavier than us, and many members of our community being injured, or even dying. There were just recent reports of even a traffic enforcer being killed, defending and protecting cyclists. No, so mahalaga that we organize collectively, so we build power to win change. And we cannot do that alone. Kasi nga, may certain sense of, di ba, kapag watak-watak tayo at wala tayong iisang boses, mas hindi tayo pakikinggan. Diba? Pero ngayon na nag-organize tayo, we show that we have some power and influence and willingness as citizens to be engaged, to engage. We can show decision makers that we're actually very serious about this. And I think meron akong actually list of lessons
Go.
from reflections.
Can you share that?
Mismo. I think the most important one that I think the movement learned was that both protest and diplomacy go hand in hand. No, mahalaga yung coordination ng effective creative protests in the street and principled diplomacy at the negotiating table. No, and both are important because isipin lang natin, I think Ayala did not need to give us anything, I guess.
Yeah. Tama yan.
We are not in the board. We are, I think many of us are not even stockholders of Ayala Corporation.
Or baka wala nga wala nga at all.
may pera ba yung community? May pera pambili ng kape, ganyan. Ng bagong parts ng...
Oo, totoo. Yun lang meron tayo.
Oo. Pero I think, yun nga we needed to organize because we needed to be heard. To be fair to Ayala, they listened, and they're a developer who prides themselves in being responsive to their community's needs. And I think because as an organized group, isa yun sa mga major messages natin Ayala is for sustainability, and so we want to make sure that may sustainability talaga in the estates that they develop. And to be fair to them, we won that. We both won in that negotiation, in those meetings. No? So we were able to meet the executives of Ayala Land. We were able to meet with some members of the Makati Central Estate Association, MASEA. We even got to meet right before the meetings. We were meeting with local government officials.
Yeah.
So nagpadala tayo ng mga bulaklak,
Momomon.
mga bulaklak sa Makati City Hall. It was actually also Lester's idea. Pero it was good. There were counselors.
Nanliligaw tayo.
Talk to. Nanliligaw tayo.
Valentine's Day
Valentine's yun. Valentine's. Para
Totoo,
Feb.
Valentine's
oo.
din yun. Yeah.
Pero yun, because our messaging dun sa protests were consistent with the messaging that we had at the negotiating table, we were more effective. We would have been less effective if, say, nandun na tayo sa negotiating table, pero hindi pa rin natin ma-adopt yung messaging sa streets. No? So for example, when we had advances doon sa negotiation, we appreciated, we thanked Ayala Land. No, hindi lang tayo puro bira, 'di ba? When things go well, we thank the people who make it happen as well, because we want to make it easier for them inside their organizations to do the right thing. And nagsasabi na nga na policy making is 'di ba, it's like making bad things harder to do and making good things easier to do. So we do that well through principled negotiation and at the same time creative protest in this.
Ayan, sa mga listeners natin, sana nagte-take down kayo ng mga notes. At baka meron kayong pwedeng gawin sa mga communities nyo, di ba? Pwede nyo gayahin yung mga ginawa namin sa Make It Safer movement. Ikaw, Earl, do you like to add something else?
Right. I think, kumbaga may learnings din na nangyari kasi we were fortunate and we were lucky that in the movement we were supported by older people who have had
Older people
experience.
talaga? Grabe.
More
I think Earl is referring to us, Les.
I'm sorry.
No, kasi kumbaga may experience na from other movements, from other professions, from other fields na talagang nadala. Parang I was personally, on a personal level, parang hangang-hanga ako, manghang-mangha ako dun sa yung naging pag-iipon tsaka pagpupulong nung iba't ibang talento na normally na parang sa kadalasan naman hindi nagtutugma or hindi nag-intersect. Parang we had graphic designers, like may nag-voice over, di ba? We had people na
amazing.
mas tech sila and they were offering na ito yung pwede nyong gawin para kung may gusto kayong analyze na data, or we had community organizers who were saying pag mag-organize kayo ng ganito, kailangan meron kayong legal stuff na kailangang alalahanin, meron kayong kailangang i-check, i-remind yung community to prepare when we're going into these kinds of mobilizations. We had technical people at the back supporting also the diplomatic channels, right? Na, okay, these are the things that we should be aware of. These are the things that we should know when trying to discuss issues sa transport and mobility. Kasi parang yun nga, yung sabi ni Ken kanina na yung make it safer, hindi lang siya make it safer for cyclists. When we talk about yung issues of transport and mobility, talagang big picture yung kailangan tignan. At doon ako nagulat on a personal level na wow, ang daming nag-aambag para mabuo yung big picture vision na yon na making our streets better for everyone. And I think, siguro as a young person, no, parang
ouch. Okay.
Coming from, as a Gen Z core, di ba? Marami mga laging nagiging joke, nagiging meme. Parang in a sense, hindi ko inaakala na people who generally our age or our generation, yung mga 20s to 30s na parang lagi kong pinagpapalagay dati na kailangan mas matanda ka ng konti, mas may impluwensya ka na, mas nandun ka na sa kumbaga mga kwarto ng kapangyarihan para may magawa kang mahalaga, 'di ba? Sa mga ganitong, societal issue, mobility issue. Pero yun lang, talagang that Sunday was really a moment of disbelief that like, wow, we got this many people in such a short span of time.
Yung Sunday, yung first protest
Sunday,
natin.
the very first one. Kasi ako, parang ang dami kong takot noon. I had so much fear personally. Parang, oh my God, gagawa tayo ng protest. Nilagay natin yung protest. What if may dumating na, parang authorities? What if walang pumunta? What if,
Ma-intimidate sila with the word.
ma-intimidate yung tao? Or what if biglang mapaghandaan or something like that na, like, there were so many things in my head that I thought could have gone wrong.
Mhm.
Pati human bollard kasi yung sa Sunday, we wanted to line up. Parang symbolic gesture siya na if these people, these decision makers refuse to provide what is needed to make all road users and especially vulnerable road users safe, if they can't do that, we'll do it ourselves for each other. Ako, parang as a running person, grabe yung takot ko noon. I'm like, hala, wala tayong permit. Baka paalisin tayo. Baka may magalit. Baka ma-compromise yung future negotiation, ganon. But, no, things worked out.
Yeah.
And,
Ganda.
ato, parang share ko na lang din na I was in agreement with some friends. We were talking na, realistic ba na mag-mobilize na agad? Parang, baka now's not the time. Baka maybe we should do it later. We can be a little more diplomatic. First, we can try to talk more or, parang wag, baka hindi or, kasi it might backfire, right? Like, what if this thing doesn't work out? Parang makita na konti lang yung dumating and then magamit pa nila na, konti lang yung nagpakita kaya
Hindi natin,
it's all the more reason
wala
to push.
ba yan? Walang
Right?
ano yan.
Oo,
Walang
may-
effect.
Ako, personally, parang aaminin ko na mayroong ganong fear. So, to see everything somehow work out because, enough people in the community were really willing to give their time, their effort, to really show up when it mattered the most. Parang, wow, right? Like, it was really just, like, the power of collective action na ako as a student, napag-aaralan ko lang, nababasa ko lang, nakakita ko lang sa news, parang, wow, we got to be a part of this and we were able
Yes,
to actually
Ganda, no?
make something happen, di ba? Make it happen, di ba? Parang,
Mhm.
yun, parang
Make it.
it's great disbelief
You made
on
it.
my part. We made it, di ba? Although, syempre, hindi pa, the work still continues, of course, but we were able to fight for the protected lanes, right? So,
Yeah, interesting lang yung point mo, Earl, about bakit ba protest ka agad yung ginawa? Kasi normally naman tama ka, parang in normal diplomatic action, may tinatawag na escalation. No? You escalate bit by bit before you go to the next rung. For example, you don't, di ba, nag-uusap kayo, hindi naman kaagad babanat ka in the press. Diba? Kailangan, muna, parang
Gradual.
gradual. Ang tawag dito, commensurate response. What is ano yung naayon, ano yung karampatang response during that time? So, pero during that time, the reason why the protest was the best course of action at that time, and yun yung bakit, as in nag-post ako sa
Ikaw
Twitter,
kaya
diba?
nagsimula nun.
Comment. Nagko-comment lang naman ako, nagtatanong lang naman ako kung merong magpo-protest. Magjo-join lang naman ako. Would love to join if any, in fact, yung sabi ko. Pero the reason why that was the commensurate response was because the policy was announced. It was already due. There was a deadline. And it was already publicly announced. And there was, I think, for many of us, believe that policy brought imminent harm. When those three elements are considered, that's when you can escalate to the level of a protest. And hindi yun mamasamain ng mga tao. Kasi may kita nila, uy, tama nga to, no? Kasi buhay nga yung katapat. Kapag hindi tayo gumalaw ng may puwersa, na, uy, may kapangyarihan pala tayong lahat, kaya pala natin itong baguhin. Alam mo, nawala na yun. Sa tingin ko shadows tayo ngayon kung hindi tayo gumalaw.
Yeah, totoo. Galing. Alam mo, iniisip ko nga kasi we're talking about the Make It Safer Makati movement, na ang ganda talaga ng mga nangyari. As in, para sa akin it feels so surreal. May one month na, no? May 1 month na nangyari yung Siguro magto 2 months na tayo since everything happened. And I'd like to jump to my next question na kung ano ba yung favorite ninyong nangyari during everything. Kasi ako na magsisimula ng sagot. Kasi na-mention na rin ni Earl about, iba-ibang tao nag-gather. Na ako personally, I think yung favorite thing ko na nangyari ay I made ay yung community itself na nabuo doon sa mismong Make It Safer movement na hindi ko in-expect na, you know, I'll be meeting more people, I'll be friends with certain individuals. Parang halimbawa, naalala ko nga I guested sa podcast ni Howie Severino. Tapos parang sabi ko sa kanya, yung mga tao na nung Zoom meeting, parang di ko sila kilala. Nagulat ako kasi parang nakikita ko lang sila sa Twitter, nakikita ko lang sila sa, alam mo yun, sa mga article sa balita. Sabi ko, halimbawa, si Haya, kilala ko lang siya bilang that Atenea na may moving graduation speech. Tapos, yan si Ken, nakikita ko lang na yung tweets niya about mga ventilation, something, something. Sabi ko, oh, bakit nandito sila sa sa Zoom meeting? And then, yun nga, eventually, naging friends ko yung mga tao. Halimbawa, ngayon, lagi kami naghang ni si Job, di ba? Parang si Job De Leon, sabi ko, courtside reporter lang to. Nakikita ko lang siya dati, ng UAAP days niya. Tapos, nakaka-hangout ko na ngayon, si Tina, who's also a Gen Z, na parang lagi kami nag-hangout ngayon together with Ira na, sorry Ira, na medyo matanda na sa amin, gano'n. Alam mo yun? Parang the combination. Oo, yung friendship na yan. Kasi parang, amazed na lang nga ako dati pa, na parang, uy, naging friend ko si Anton, na parang, wow, from highfalutin tweets to random Carly Rae Jepsen tweets, ganyan. Biglang friends ko na siya. And now, ang dami kong naging kaibigan dahil dito sa Make It Safer movement. Tapos, na-discover namin na, kasi yung sa Ayala Avenue na to, hindi lang mga taga Makati yung involved eh. Hindi lang taga Makati yung mga naging involved. Even people who live outside Makati. And we discovered one bike ride na, uy, dami pala nating QC bikers dito. 'Di ba? Si Earl, kung magkakasama kami nun na nagkaroon kami ng parang QC chapter. Tapos, parang ano mo yun, dumami yung network, yung friendship. So, I think ako personally, yun yung favorite kong nangyari dito sa movement. Kayo ba, Ken, Earl, what are your favorite things that happened or event nung nangyari nun?
Ako I think medyo 3 top of mind. So one, yung humor. Ako yun talaga, tawang-tawa ako sa community kasi talaga, parang kumbaga, we went through, what I would say was, I think at the very start, parang we were all very much concerned, right? Like there was an energy of apprehension and also, alam mo yun, yung parang you're scared because you care. Parang ganun yung energy nung una eh. Na, oh my God, we have to do something. So we have to make, we have to fight for, our rights to be safe on the streets. Na like this is something that we all deserve. So kailangan, tayo, all hands on deck, seryoso. And then I think, as we did more of the rides and as the diplomatic negotiations were, successful and we were able to get more developments there, I think the atmosphere, gradually changed. Mas nagkaroon na nung celebration na, guys, like, I think the reason mahalaga to sa atin, itong making sure our roads are safe, yung ensuring the safety of all road users na itong mobility na to, mahalaga yung mobility kasi kumbaga masaya siya, di ba? I mean, who doesn't, we want to get to the places we want to get to safe kasi we want to have fun, di ba? We want to enjoy, we want to be and spend more time with the people we love. And nakakatuwa na members of the community became part of that na yung tawang-tawa talaga ako yung mga haga-bollard. Yung
yeah.
mga ganong yung mga
From
ganong
serious
joke.
stuff to parang dino-dog show na natin yung mga
Oo,
ganap.
na parang even in this kind of work, there's still humor. There's still like some, there's still lightness to be found. Yung Bortang Talong, parang kasi merong merong meme page. Ang tawag sa kanya,
Yeah,
si
oo.
Bortang Talong Factory Works. And napansin namin, teka, gumagawa siya ng meme na, about the movement tungkol dun sa advocacy na making street safer. So, I think there was a meme for a while na, sino ba si Bortang Talong? Parang we would show up to the community rides and be like, are you Bortang Talong? Are you Bortang Talong? So, yung mga ganong, ako as a Gen Z, mahilig ako sa meme, di ba? Talagang tuwan-tuwa ako doon.
Oo nga. Napansin ko nga.
oo.
Joke lang.
Diba? The memes. I'm not saying I'm Bortang Talong. Hindi ako yun. That's not
Hindi
me.
ko ikaw si Bortang talaga.
No, I feel like it's feel ko si Lester. Parang he has a different outlet. Diba?
Sobrang dami ko ng variant. Hindi ko na kaya yan. Hindi ko na kaya i-handle yung Bortang
Oo.
Talong na yan.
Yun, I think it's really that, no? Parang the community, parang the community also doesn't shy away from finding joy in the smallest victories and the simplest things. Masayang kasama yung mga people with shared values and shared concern. Yung mga kain after, like those simple kinds of things, diba? Parang syempre kailangan din magpahinga, right? Like rest is like really, really important because for a lot of the volunteers and a lot of the people in the movement na there's a part of it that's also really work, right? Like we have to show up consistently. Kailangang pagsipagan yung mga public statements na nilalabas, yung we have to be careful and we have to put effort into that. So it was also good along the way na nakakapag the rest was really important. That sort of I'd like to think made the movement more effective and more like a good place to be. So yun yung sa akin talaga.
Dami kong naka-hangout na ngayon eh. Parang dati, parang lately wala na akong bike friends kasi people are busy with work. Tapos biglang, uy, dami ko nung pwedeng maaya on the spot. Na parang, nasa Pasig ka ba? Sa Makati ka ba? Nasa Quezon City ka ba? Galing.
Ako naman, yung favorite moment ko, and ito, hindi lang dahil nandito si Earl, but seeing Tina, Ali, Cola, and Earl step up and really lead them.
Mga Gen Zers.
I think it says a lot about how safe and empowering a community this is. If young people can lead and are empowered to lead. Naalala ko actually, Lester, I think, yung podcast na ito pinapakinggan ko yung mga sinasabi ni Tina and Ali. But especially yung tatlo, Tina, Ali, and Cola, young women who are leading a male-dominated transport fleet and leading that movement. To me, that is, I'm emotional. To me, that is great. And I'm very proud that the movement has allowed these people the space to feel empowered and to lead and to change things for the better. For context, si Tina, Ali, Earl, and Cola were all young mobility leaders. As in, they really are young mobility leaders. We have a program in a coalition that we organize called Move As One. So we're a group of 140 organizations pushing for safe, humane, and inclusive public transport. And may parang for a few weeks, we go through courses, parang program siya. And then they have community projects. Tapos, I think, yun nga the fact that they feel safe and empowered to do so makes me very, very happy. And the fact that more people can feel that way, I mean, of any age and ability, to join that movement. Ganda nun. And one of the moments as well was during the International Women's Day bike ride, and that ride where we stood in solidarity with our transport workers. There were
sayang wala ako noon, nasa Sultan Kudarat ako noon.
Grabe. Naalala ko may members ng community. There were, I think, 5 women, I think, spoke in Makati, and one man, si Earl yun, as an ally. And then they were sharing their stories about how unsafe they felt on our roads. They were sharing things about harassment. And for me, as a male, I'm queer, but I can pass as a straight male, which is kind of a privilege on the road. But still male. Uh, Ako na-open talaga yung mga mata ko to their experiences, and I appreciate a little bit more even if I can't totally comprehend what they feel. Sinasabi nga nila, 'di ba, being a cyclist on the road is the closest that men can feel to being a woman. 'Di ba? You are in a space that's dominated by cars, men, and who are constantly trying to kill you. Not because they want to, but because the system makes it such that it's dangerous for women to live,
To travel, yan.
travel, yeah. So yun, malaking bagay sa akin na our movement leaders are women. And I'm learning a lot from them, and
Yeah.
I thank them a lot.
Alam mo,
Meron-
sobrang inspiring talaga rin na nagulat ako na ina-expect ko kasi ang magli-lead ng movement natin or someone na, alam mo yun, na ando na alam mo yun, meron na silang power, meron na silang knowledge and everything. And it was just inspiring na everything happened because of this young people na nagsisimula pa lang din sa journey nila in biking, sa journey nila in in the mobility advocacy. So parang ang galing. Ang galing na sila yung naging foundation. At yung mga naging foundation pa, karamihan pa sa kanila yung mga kababaihan, di ba? Ang galing, rock and roll.
Yes.
Parang naalala ko lang, one of the rides, parang meron kaming nakasabay ni Tina na he's a food panda rider. Si Kuya Robert. So, nakapagkwentuhan kami sa kanya na parang, Kuya, alam mo ba na may nangyayari na dito sa Ayala Avenue? Parang, kumusta ka naman ngayon? Ano na yung nagiging experience mo pag nag-bike ka dito? And, like, for me, parang the fact na we were able to include and we were able to give that importance to the voices of the sectors who really benefit and rely on the kind of safe infrastructure that's present for their livelihoods. Parang for me ang sobrang laking bagay nun. At parang hindi ko man siya napasalamatan na ng mas mahaba after everything, para nag-share pa rin si Kuya Robert nung kwento niya while he saw the rest of the community riding. And I think for me that kind of representation matters. That kind of inclusion na parang as much as we would have wanted to parang really have him speak for his own experiences as a delivery rider cyclist, parang I feel like what we owe to him, what we owe to to their community rin is parang hindi natin sila makalimutan na in some little way we were able to give value and really brought stories like that of Kuya Roberts and stories of other people in the community to the decision makers. Parang ako favorite ko yun na yung mga ganong bagay na kasi yung kwento talaga nung each person in the community, yung experiences nila, like similar to what Ken shared na our women cyclists and women commuters were able to share their own stories na naka-highlight natin yon. Parang yun nga, there's a part of me parang, hala, International Women's Day, why do I have to speak? And I realized doon na hindi naman, kumbaga, all I think that was being asked of me was to support, to put these kinds of stories first, na parang andito ako pero yung oras, yung espasyo, mas karapat dapat na mas ilaan doon sa stories of our sectoral members in the community. Favorite ko rin yun na talagang nabigyang attention.
And there are things kasi minsan na hindi talaga nila kayang umattend, hindi rin nila kayang mag-voice out kasi they're busy with their own work, na with their own priorities in life, things that they need to do for, to survive, na contrary to what other people are saying, sinasabi nila na parang, ay, mga nandyan lang naman sa movement din, mga taong may mamahaling bisikleta, mga taong merong, alam mo yun, may pera, mayaman, ganyan. But little bit, hindi nila alam na, we try to, communicate with other sectors, other people who uses the bike lane, na hindi lang talaga sila available. At least, 'di ba, ginagamit natin yung oras natin, yung boses natin to let their stories be heard.
Oo. At actually, dun sa unang statement natin, na unity statement,
Mm.
the Grab Cycling Union
Yeah,
actually
join us.
Please.
Yeah.
no, so marami rin yun nga mahalaga talaga yung oras nung bawat oras nung mga kapatid nating delivery riders.
Yeah.
Other transport workers unions also.
Nakasama rin naman natin sila sa laban na to. Yung journey na to and making our road safer, making equitable roads for everyone, it's still a long, long journey talaga. Hindi lang to Ayala Avenue. Kung buong Pilipinas to, sobrang liit na porsyento ng Ayala Avenue. As mobility advocates, what keeps you going? Parang very Nescafe, commercial, para kanino ka bumabangon? Parang what keeps you going? Bakit nyo patuloy na pinaglalaban itong safer, equitable roads for everyone?
I think one, ako, nagbabike talaga, parang bike for transport. Yung everyday na nararanasan ko at nararanasan ng mga kapwa siklista ko, kapwa bike commuter. Parang, to be super frank about it. There's enough rage to keep me going for a lifetime. Ang daming
Yung
mga
galit, no?
pagkakataon, ang
Gusto ko
daming
yung
mga
galit pero nakangiti pa rin. Tawa.
ang daming mga bagay sa daan na talagang kasi grabe, parang maling-mali siya. I can't help it. Like, on a personal level, parang yung mga motor na parang sisingit ng bike lane, sila pa yung galit sa'yo. Yung mga kotse na ikakat ka na, sila pa yung galit na bakit ka nandyan? Para tumabi ka na lang. Pag gumitna ka naman, bubusinahan ka. There's so much, as a bike commuter, like, I see and experience violence that if I put in any other context would be unacceptable, right? Like,
yeah.
if you were a student and your teacher like wielded a knife every time you got an answer wrong in a test or a quiz,
Grabe yan.
that would be
Anyway.
messed up, right? Parang ganun yung feeling pag pag nagbabike talaga ako minsan. Kasi ang daming
Pwede ka
okay
talagang
lang.
mamatay.
Oo. Parang ang dami kasing ibang, road users na hindi nakikita yung halaga ng buhay. Mahalaga yung buhay sa akin eh. There's that contradiction, the tension, I suppose, right? Na like everyone deserves the chance to get to their destination safe and alive.
Yeah.
Pero may ibang tao na nagko-contribute sa other people na hindi nila maramdaman yon. And that's something that aminado ako before I would drive or I would be driven around, and that dimension of normalized everyday violence and injustice is just something I had never realized until now since nagsimula akong magbike. Kumbaga, nakita ko na siya for myself na parang mali to, parang kaya ko pa bang pumigil or pumikit or lumingon away from something wrong that I see, that I feel strongly we have to correct. Kasi I think it's only fair. Kinakapitan ko yung proportionality principle, right? Like that things should be fairly distributed among members in our society, na kung karamihan naman pala sa atin ay naglalakad, nagbibisikleta at nagko-commute, parang hindi ba dapat pahalagahan yung safety, yung comfort nung taong yon? Kasi, the situation right now is ang napapahalagahan lang or ang mas talagang iniisip lagi is yung private
Minority.
vehicle owners na alam nating konti lang sila, 6%. And
And
I'm not
privilege pa sila, di ba?
Oo, I'm not saying they don't deserve that level of safety. What I'm saying is everyone should have it. And when only a few are getting it at the direct expense of everyone else not getting it, hindi na siya proportional, hindi na siya just, hindi na siya safe for everyone. So, yun yung one. Sorry, one pa lang yun. I think the other thing na pinagkakapitan ko is that it's possible because the change in our streets, in our mobility is possible because other people have done it. And it's really fun. Like, I get glimpses of it, right? Like in the places where it is safe to bike, in car-free streets, in places where vehicle speed is controlled. In Ayala Avenue, before they changed it, when it was a full lane and the bollards really were were sufficient. Like, biking is fun. Masaya to and safe. Parang ang convenient niya, no negative impact sa environment. And it's just fun. Like every time I bike,
Yeah, totoo.
parang
It's just fun.
may joy na nagsa-spark lagi. Parang 'di ba what sparks joy, 'di ba yung kay Marie Kondo? Parang parang every time mo pa-jack, parang bumabalik yung ganung spark kahit na matagal na ako nagbabike. And one last thing in particular about that joy na is very important to me is ang dami kong mga mahal sa buhay na gusto nilang maranasan din yon pag kinikwento ko sa kanila. At gusto rin nila talagang masubukan. Pero hindi nila magawa. Kasi right now, the roads just aren't safe for them. Right na, nanganganib pa rin sila na maka-aksidente, makatanggap nung pagiging agresibo ng ibang motorista sa daan. Like I want to share this joy that I feel when I cycle with the people I love. And I want them to be free from that fear. Para
Yeah.
yun doon na maging malaya sila dun sa takot na everyone can commute safely, can bike safely, can walk
In
safely.
short, gusto mo rin silang budulin.
Oo,
ibudol sa
totoo
bike
yun.
world.
Maghahanap na talaga ako ng bike sa kanila. Alamin ko yung
Ah.
fit nila and everything.
So, ang
Yun.
una mong mabubudol ay ang iyong tatay dahil siya nang gagamit ng bike mo.
Oo nga.
Ikaw, Ken,
Ayun.
what keeps you going?
Actually, pareho kami ni Earl eh. I think rage. Hindi rage.
Galit sa puso. Ang
Joy,
ganyan.
joy keeps me going.
Kabaliktaran no?
Uh,
Anyway,
joy even when it's hard. Joy even when sometimes you fail. But joy because you share it with your community, with people you like, people you love, di ba, Lester?
magmahalan tayo, di ba?
Yung mga tinitweet ni Lester. Yeah.
Huwag niyo ako sineseryoso sa Twitter.
Hindi pala serious yun. Oh my gosh.
Na minsan seryoso. Joke lang. Huwag natin pag-usapan yan dito. Okay?
Ibang podcast pala yun.
Ibang podcast yan.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it really is joy. Ang saya-saya eh. And I will tell you, I only started biking in Manila last October 2022, and I will tell you that it's been one of the best decisions I've made in my life. It's great, it's fun, saves me money, saves me time, I make lots of new friends. I don't sweat because mine is an e-bike. Sorry, Earl.
E-bike supremacy.
Go, magandang e-bike.
Oo, e-bike. And ako, I feel fit, I feel healthy. Ang dami niya talagang pwede kayong kumain kayo kung saan-saan.
Naisipin yung parking.
I feel a lot of joy. But there's, I think, one other deeper joy. Yung joy in knowing that even ordinary people have the power to change the system.
Ganda.
And
Tama.
struggling is part of that. And I think that power means we are not here to beg for the dregs of pity from people in power. We're here to claim our space as equal partners. No? And yun nga parang part of it is discovering and seeing other people discover that power.
Mm. Ganda.
Uh,
Ganda.
masaya yun. That's what gives me life as an organizer, as a citizen, as a Filipino.
Naalala ko na naman tuloy na ako, I never thought na magiging ganito ako ka-active sa Make It Safer movement. Kasi akala ko hanggang dun lang ako sa Zoom meeting ng day one. Sabi ko, okay, magpa-publish lang ako sa first bike ride. Sige, tutulungan ko lang kayo mag-promote. But I never thought that I'll be active. Naging part pa ako ng core group. Tapos, kasi I was just inspired na nakita ko na parang, okay, merong kaming magagawa. Parang itong grupo na 'to, merong magagawa, may pagbabagong mangyayari. So, siguro ako, yun yung sagot ko. Parang, what keeps me going with the advocacy ay dahil merong pag-asa akong nakikita na lahat ng efforts na ginagawa ko at ng mga taong kasama ko ay hindi napupunta sa wala. Alam mo yun? Na parang meron talagang pag-asa na and at the same time, kung may mga failures man along the way, we learn at the same time at solid yung community. And at the same time, friendship, uh, the relationship you build among those people, kahit bago mo lang silang kakilala, it's really, really, really amazing. Parang, it's so inspiring na sige, tuloy lang natin 'to kahit na alam mo yun, abulado tayo. Lagi ang gastos ng pagkain, gastos ng kape and all. Pero masaya rin talaga
Masaya
siya.
talaga
Kagaya
yun.
nga ng sabi ni Earl. Okay, so mismo, bago lang siya. It just started. What should we look forward, at least in the near future? Sino ang susunod na kakausapin? May ganun na ba?
Marami actually areas of engagement and this medyo papunta na siya sa policy side. So, hindi ko alam. So ito yung maganda I think because the community is active and the community is powerful and is claiming that power and is claiming that space. Even government is looking to the community for comments, for suggestions, for how to improve this system, for how to make things safer. So for example, yung una, it was already won by the community, but there's a 2.7 billion peso budget for active transport improvements, not just in Manila but all around the Philippines. And that's supposed to be implemented this year. So may 2 billion pesos last year, may 700 million pesos this year. And kailangan ma-ensure ng community na tama yung implementation nun. Yung pangalawa, even for next year's budget, maliit pa rin kasi kahit sinabi natin 2.7 billion, hindi, malaki na siya, pero hindi, maliit pa rin siya kasi 5 trillion pesos yung budget. So kailangan pa rin nating mag-claim ng mas malaking space, even sa mas malaking budget ng Pilipinas. Yun yung pangalawa. Pangatlo, maraming mga opportunities to engage local government units. Kasi part nung na-budget this year ay every city, province, and municipality, and even barangay, I think, every city, municipality, and province can apply to a budget to have green open spaces, public parks, active transport infrastructure for their local government units, under a budget called the Local Government Support Fund. So hindi na excuse at all at this point yung sabihin na walang pera. Meron. Naka-budget na yan. Kailangan nilang i-implement. At kapag gusto ng mga tao na ma-implement yan, mangyayari yan. Marami pang ibang opportunities. There will be a pilot in between Ortigas and Shaw sa EDSA. Gusto nila magkaroon ng pop-up bike lanes to also convince the other government agencies that it can be done with better yung mga lahat ng mga principles na gusto natin, no, allies natin yung mga taga Department of Transportation dito, and they need help in convincing and building support across other government agencies and across local government units to ensure na maayos talaga yung ating uh, so that our streets can be made safer. No? So ilan lang yan sa marami, no? Maraming paraan na kung paano pwedeng ma-engage yung mga tao in mismo. Maraming opportunities, and I'm pretty sure this movement will go far.
2 months pa lang yan, guys. Tandaan niyo mga to our listeners. 2 buwan pa lang kami. Pero, kita nyo naman. So, ayun. Early ka, would like to add, ano pang to expect sa mismo? Are we still accepting volunteers?
Of course, yeah. I think the link should still be live, no? Alam ko, parang every now and then, meron pa ring dumadagdag sumasali, which is nakakatuwa. Always good to have more allies, right? I think the future direction will be localized. What do I mean by that, no? That mismo our community members will I see a lot of potential for our members to engage, yun kasabi nga ni Ken, their local governments. So yung core kasi ngayon, 'di ba? Parang nagsimula tayo sa Makati, and I think the technical working group with Ayala Land is a medium to long term thing, right? Like we've agreed to form that group to do studies on Ayala Avenue, on how it can be improved, on the bike lane width, right? Like that's still very much on the table. So the policy work with the Makati Technical Working Group policy work, for sure magpapatuloy yon. But I'm sure other members of the community and people who want to join and get involved, maraming opportunity to do it in your own localities, no, in your own governments, gaya nung sabi ni Ken. And I think part of why I find that very appealing is the sense of ownership and the sense of community that can happen pag kung ikaw talaga mismo yung residente sa lugar ninyo at ikaw yung nag-initiate. Because I think with the initial Makati one, parang ang lakas nung naging puwersa natin. Kasi yung ang dami nating volunteer mismo na taga Makati sila, sa Makati sila katrabaho. Kumbaga may bigat yung hinaing na ikaw talaga yung residente doon. And if you're a constituent, right, they are really accountable to your claims as a citizen, right? And I think exciting na pwedeng mangyari yon everywhere. In Katipunan, as a QC boy, QC, there are efforts to transform Katipunan. Kasi yan, matagal na rin siyang, parang in much need of pedestrianization, in need of provision for active transportation. So, there's potential to form communities and to sustain the engagement where people are, di ba? Parang may minsan nagjo-joke kami ni Ali na punta sa Makati pero taga QC tayo. Why don't we start something in QC? Syempre personal experience yon. So nakakatuwa rin that members of our community in other localities want to start their own. Parang yung mga Taguig residents nagsisimula na rin mag-usap, people from Southern Metro Manila, parang the South has a rep for being especially bike unfriendly, and we have people from the South who bike and who want to change that. And I think yun yung promising future direction na part of sustaining our community, part of building the fun and building the enjoyment of biking, commuting, is starting the initiatives locally. Yun, ang laki ng promise doon for me.
Yan. Ako naman na someone na hindi ganong expert sa policies and technical stuff. Ang ambag ko lang dito ay join us and it's fun. Ako nang bahala sa sa pagiging fun ng mga dadali namin kayo sa mga masasarap na lugar, masasarap na kape, ganyan. At
Uncle Lester.
at masasayang bike rides. Ayan.
With
And
music. With music.
With
Mahalaga yung
music. Pagpasensya nyo na lang kasi kumakanta ako sa mga bike rides. Anyway.
Oh.
Okay, Ken, Earl, maraming salamat for this very fun and insightful conversation about Make It Safer movement. It's very, very inspiring to be with the two of you dito. And sana yung mga listeners din natin ay na-inspire at natuto at sumali sa ating mga cause. Again, Ken and Earl, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Earl.
Thanks, Lester. Thanks, Ken.
Yes, salamat. And to our listeners here, magkwentuhan ulit tayo at magkita-kita tayo dito sa Tambike Session. Bye! Thank you!
Thank you.